Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the Brett Allen Show. It's great to be here with you today. Happy Friday. And today we are chatting American Siege with one of its stars, Anna Hindman. This is a fantastic film. We had Trevor Gretzky on recently and Timothy coming soon. I would love to say we had Bruce Willis, but that is a dream. But we have Anna, which is just as equally amazing. If you haven't seen the film, I highly recommend it. It is absolutely spectacular. Anna, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Yes. Well, now I have to ask you because Trevor let us in on a little secret that you guys filmed this from tip to tail in 8 days. Let's talk about your experience as an actor. I know you've done other projects, but this is a pretty major outing for you. But let's talk about sort of what your experience was like working with such amazing people and such a huge cast and director and literally having a run and gun shoot in 8 days.
Absolutely. It was a complete whirlwind in the best way. I could not have expected any of it. Like, honestly, even 24 hours before I was on set, I didn't even know that I had this part. So that was a whirlwind too. I was cast and then they were like, how soon can you be in Georgia? And I was in my car 30 minutes. And then the next morning I was on set with everyone. So just from the beginning, it was a whirlwind. And this cast and crew just really worked their tails off to make this happen. I keep saying this, but our fearless leader, Ed Drake,
Yes.
he was our director. He really helmed this whole project and kept it going and pushing forward. And without him and his vision, it would have just been a chaotic mess. But because of him, we were able to do this in 8 days. And of course, we just had the most professional cast with Trevor and Rob, Timothy, and Bruce, of course. So, and Johan and Cullen, like it just really came together because of the passion that everyone had for this project.
Yeah, I have to imagine that, like, just the overall experience working on a big project like this is huge. But then, of course, you have your cast, and then typically films take a month, 2 months. I mean, unless it's like, a Marvel film, years, but really like to get in and do something and have it look as good as it does and feel the way that it does in 8 days has to be exciting. So you had the opportunity to work with Timothy and Bruce. I'm very curious what what was it like working with such icons like that and to have them helming this and again being one of your first features and just really, I mean, it sounds like it was all very positive, but I can imagine it just has to be almost like in a safe way feeling relaxed because you have such amazing people running things, and all you have to do is do your very best what you did and and not be nervous. I would be horribly nervous if I had to act around either one of those two for sure.
Yes. Well, thank you first for that compliment. I appreciate it. I cannot even tell you how nervous I was. I didn't think I would be able to even eat. Like I was just, I hope I hit it well, but I was extremely nervous walking onto that set. As you said, this is my first big role in a major motion picture. And so number one, to have the producers trust me with someone like Grace Baker, who was
Yes.
an absolute dream to play. That I had a little bit of pressure on me. And then to be able to work with people like Bruce and Timothy, I had only been on a set like this in that capacity as really an extra. And so as an extra, you don't talk to anybody, you kind of just
No.
do your own thing. And so I didn't know if I was allowed to talk to anybody on the first day. Like I was afraid of making the wrong move. And so the first person to really talk to me was Rob, and we became fast friends. And I remember I was just saying hi to everyone on set, and I look up to this person passing me by, and I was like, "Hi, good morning," and it was Bruce Willis, and I froze because I was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk to him. And then throughout filming the next 2 days, like he was just so down to earth. Like we had a few conversations. He was very chill. And So after getting to know everyone, the nerves calmed.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that about being a background actor, a day player. Having done that for years in the film industry in New Mexico, that's kind of ingrained in you to show up, and not talk to people unless they talk to you. Especially, um, the golden rule is unless they come to you first, because you don't know, because they might be method, they might be in character the whole time, you might be interrupting a process, or it may be the opposite, and they may come and sit with you at craft services with all the extras, like Toby Maguire did, and just like you don't even think about it. So it makes perfect sense, to feel that way, especially coming onto a major project. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is a massive win for you, and this is just, I think, if people have not had the opportunity to watch it yet, I think they're going to just be blown away. So again, you've done a lot of background work and things. That brings me to a question. What was it that interested you in becoming a storyteller? And I mean, we're talking early on here, outside of, getting roles like this, but kind of made you go, I want to do this, as a career?
That's a great question. So I think I'm lucky. I have pretty much known my entire life that this is something that I wanted to do. I don't know how, but
Sure.
I remember, well, my dad's a musician and he's an artist. So I think I was raised around the arts. And so ever since I can remember, I've just wanted to perform in some capacity. And I was lucky to get my first like professional job when I was 6 for like a local electric company. And my dad came with me. And even though it was just a bunch of sitting around, my dad said that at the end of the day, I turned to him and said, I want to do this the rest of my life. Like, I want to do this every day. And it's really just been forward motion from there. I started doing community theater in my town and kept doing that. Went to college for musical theater, moved to Los Angeles. And it's been the dream.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, it just always reminds me of the fact, it's like if there's something that you want to do and you have the desire and the tenacity to do it, I think it can be done as long as you're willing to put in the time and the effort, and the experience. And plus, having done some things already sort of helped you with like the basics, like set etiquette and things like that. But I imagine it would just be terrifying, to not really know what or if you're supposed to do. One last question or two here. When people have the film or have the opportunity to watch it, what is sort of the overall arching visceral theme that you hope people take away from? I mean, obviously, movies are meant to entertain, and this one definitely does. But is there anything that you hope, or a message that you feel like you would like to see the viewers take home and really kind of apply to sort of life if possible? Or maybe it's just a good badass action film and have fun. I don't know.
Well, I definitely hope that some viewers are inspired by Grace's badassery and just how strong-willed she is. But I think the beautiful thing about American Siege is that amongst all the crazy action, I think it's really a story about love of family, as
Yes.
my character is desperately seeking answers. And I think that love for her sister drives her through the entire film, and she's ready to give up everything to find out what happened. And so I think that at its core, American Siege is a film about love and family. And so I hope that viewers see that and take away the love and family part of it, because I really connected with that as Grace Baker.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. You said, I think when they were interviewing Bruce about one of his Die Hard or one of these actions movies, he's like, it's about family and what lengths you would go to care for family, even if it's up blowing up cars and buildings. Well, this is a lot of fun. You did a really great job in it, and I'm excited for people to watch this. Everybody, be sure to check out our other interviews as well with this fantastic cast. Anna Hindman, thanks for hanging out today on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
You too.